Mastering Drupal Content Managers Edition. Now, I started this course way back at the beginning of November pretty much, and been on a massive journey of getting lighting working, getting videos working, getting cameras working, sorting it out, learning how to speak to camera, writing scripts. I underestimated how much of a job that course was. Here we are now, and it's the 5th of February. I started in November. I've got the guts of that Drupal course down. I've got a bit of a routine, and I'm currently working on 3 scripts at the same time. I've recorded the screencast I've recorded a dialogue over the top of it, and I'm at the point now that I need to sit down in front of my camera that's just over here and record the bits of talking to the screen for those videos. Today I did my circle work, and my choice that I worked on today was mastering the creation of entertaining YouTube videos. Outcome of doing that work, the action I got from that today was to make this update and put some fun into it. The last couple of updates I've made, I felt they were a bit forced and I was trying too hard. I went ahead and did them anyway. As a matter of practice and exercise, I even went to the point of putting them in my video editor and editing them properly, like they were proper video, even being quite aware that they weren't the best. I went ahead and do them anyway, and I think there's a lesson in that. I've made a commitment to myself to get these videos out and get them done. So here we are. I'm a bit caught because I have a daily routine at the moment, and that's in the morning. I get up, I hop on my push bike, and I ride all the way up the main street of town, and I go and grab a coffee, and I take that coffee and I sit, whether it be sit by the river or go to the library. I do one of my choices, and I sit with ChatGPT. Actually, I've created a custom ChatGPT that understands what the circle work is and understands what the process of doing my vision for my end result, my current reality, and then doing a bridge between those two. So it becomes a writing process for me to be able to sit down, right, this is what I see in my vision, this is what I think's happening, this is in my grand vision, this is the end result I'd love to create, right? I absolutely love to create this and what that really means. And I write that out, and ChatGPT can come back and put some wonderful articulated expressions of what I wrote and essentially rewrites what I write in a much better format. And then I jump to my current reality, where I'm at, what's really going on for me, do the same work, get a symbol. At the end of doing that work today, this vlog came out of that. But my routine's out because I've had some spokes falling apart, some spokes breaking on my back tire on my bike. And as of yesterday, it got to the point that I could not ride my bike anymore. So today the mission was to go and get that bike wheel replaced, which I did. Today's been a bit of a write-off. Didn't really get home until about 1 o'clock. By the time I got out my bike, it was 2 o'clock. Now I'm usually far well done and dusted on my daily routine by 2 o'clock. And so I wasn't even leaving the house until 2 o'clock today. And so it's put me a bit out of sorts. I'm a bit off. Here we are. The bridging step was to make this update, and it's put me off even more because I want to work on that course and I want to get that done. It's been going since November. Although I'm making progress on it, it's taking my time. So let's discuss some daily progress and patience. I have been feeling rather impatient to get that course done. And I have been working on it every day, but psychological bullshit as it is, pressuring myself that I should be churning it out faster and getting it done quicker. And it's probably because I'm nearing the end of it. I'm starting to see the end in sight. I'm being a bit hard on myself. Feeling that tension between knowing that I'm getting it done and it's moving forward on a daily basis, and I should give myself a pat on the back for actually moving forward and creating something. And on the other hand, feeling this pressure like, this should be done. I want to get it done. Plus all the unknowns, right? All the other psychological unknowns of even if I get it done, what's going to come out of it? I mean, it's a fantastic course, but Drupal being as niche as it is, how much of it am I going to sell? And trying to remember that it's the first brick in a foundation for something much bigger. That's where I'm at, and this is basically my update I'm a bit out of sorts this afternoon, trying to work that out, trying to get this blog done, trying to get that stuff done. So on top of that, and also with my co-host Ivan, I've been working on a podcast. And we've done 3 episodes so far, so that's been 3 weeks. And tomorrow night we'll do episode 4. And to be honest, I'm just thinking of it right now. Partly why I'm out of sorts is the topic of our podcast tomorrow night is imposter syndrome. And I'm going to have to be vulnerable and talk a bit about my sense of imposter syndrome, my sense of not being good enough and how that's affected my career and how I've dealt with that. It's a very vulnerable thing to be talking about, to go and publicly talk about how you don't think you're good enough. It's a little bit of a vulnerable thing to share. And how it's obviously not true. I've made over a decade long. I've got 13 years experience in doing Drupal, and I'm building a goddamn Drupal course, which is fantastic. And here I am suffering from imposter syndrome, even around, is my podcast good enough? Are these vlogs good enough? Is this video good enough? It's all in there. and I should be proud of myself for making the effort and putting this out there anyway. There's the open mic night I've been telling you a bit about as well. That's on tomorrow night. It's Monday today. The open mic night happens on Wednesday nights up at Bangalore Bowling Club. And I've not been practicing much. I've not been playing guitar much. I'm feeling a little bit uninspired, yet still have the desire to go and participate in that. And it's been 2 weeks in a row that I haven't performed. So I feel a bit of pressure. I'm at this point where I've got all this pressure of all these things I should be doing that I'd love to be doing. So I'm going through a bit of a challenging time at the moment. And as I said, today my routine's out. So that's the point. Here I am, having followed on from my circle work. My action step was to create this vlog update, and here I am doing that and getting that done. It's fantastic that I'm getting that done because follow through matters. I think it's important that when you do an intuitive exercise like that, where you intuitively get that sense of what it is, what's the action that needs to be taken, that you follow through on that. And so much of me wanted to say, Bevan, you don't have time, you should be working on other things, you should be working on your Drupal course and getting that done. How am I going to fit this in? It's late in the day, time's ticking, but this was the action step, and so I'm following through on that and making this update. And thank you for coming along on this. Keep updated, because that is moving forward, that is coming to fruition, and I will be launching that course, and I'm looking forward to that. So it'll be an exciting part of this story when that actually comes to fruition. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.